Everyone, and welcome to the R/RTD Super Season Series 3 here at Iowa. We are race 3 of our NASCAR Camaro Cup Series. This is round 4. I am very confused and incorrect. We are doing 50 laps of the 7/8 of a mile oval, the Iowa Speedway. Currently, an interesting fact is that Aaron has actually won every single race that has been held here before. Will he be able to hold on to that statistic and make it a hat trick, or will he crumble and someone else step up to the title? On the subject of the title, the point standings are incredibly close coming into this. The top 3 separated by just 3 points, each with 1 win. So if it gets to the playoffs, they are going to have equal amounts of bonus points as it stands, with Roman in 4th just behind them, 4 points behind 3rd place, 5 points behind the leader. Top 8 go into the playoffs, and then the championship 4 will decide in the final race who takes it. Winner takes all, obviously. Anyway, we have Great Dane on pole, our defending champion from last season.
Hey.
He's had a very mediocre season so far. It's just not seemed to go quite as well as it did last time. But could this be the start of a resurgence? Alongside him, his Cyclone, our winner last time out at Charlotte. Then Northerner in 3rd, Syrup Man in 4th, Thief in 5th, who had been for the first 2 races of this season and the last 2 races of last season incredibly unlucky. Could this be a resurgence, a continuation of resurgence for Thief? 6th is Xander, 7th Aaron, the champion and master of this track, the master of Iowa. 8th is Roman, 9th KVF, 10th Quattro, 11th Spinella, and 12th is Britt, who is our points leader going into this race, but only by 1 point ahead of Cyclone and Robert Jean. Cyclone in 2nd, but Robert Jean outside of the top 12. Let's see who starts where in the bottom half of the grid now. We have Robert Jean in 13th, only just barely outside of the top 12. But we have Goose 14th, Mig on the Road 15th, Necker-chan 16th, Abruted Grunt 17th, Flandre 18th, Munch 19th, First Name 20th, Zombie Head 21st, Apollo 22nd, Nyxana 23rd, and Luis MB in last, 24th.
What position am I in?
Who are you? I don't recognise the voice.
Spinella.
I think you might be. Yeah, you're at the tail end of the top. You're a tail end of the top 12. We are go. We are go on the formation lap now. The pace lap.
Cup cars at Iowa.
It was a decision by was it popular mandate? This one. It's the same reason that this season we are going to have the 8th race of this season will be at Road America rather than having a second Michigan race this season. We've deviated slightly from the norm, but that is intended to create a better spectacle for the fans. We're going to have 2 pace laps by the look of it, just to give the field time to get prepared for this race start. 50 laps, 7/8 of a mile oval. This should be exciting. Remember that the first race of the season, the Daytona 50, was rather a snoozer. It was a bit disappointing, really. Uprooted Grunt took the pole, but Robert Jean held the lead for much of the way. Then Robert Jean got past and comfortably led to the finish. Then the second race, Robert Jean took pole, led for much of the way, but was outsmarted by Britt on a late race caution pit stop, and they both came charging through the field. Britt up to the win, but Cyclone managed to hold off Robert Jean to take 2nd, with Robert Jean in 3rd. Then we had our 3rd race, Charlotte. Yep, new livery for Nyxana, had a bit of technical difficulties the last 2 races, and also one for Zombie Head too. technical issues for Nyxana. The first 2 races meant that it was a pace car going in, no time for blabbering as we get underway. Looks like the inside behind the pulsator are having a very bad time. They're quite slow away. Let's see, are they able to make it cleanly? But it looks like Dane has held the lead. But look at Cyclone getting quite a good run around the outside there, but just seems to lose momentum very quickly. We don't have the any timing graphics up on screen. Now they are back there. But it looks like Cyclone might be about to take the lead here, and he does, going into turn 1. They closed down quite close. Looked like he just barely avoided contact. Northerner just shooting through in the number 69 car. He's almost, just tucks in behind. Will he be able to get a run on Cyclone coming out of turn 4? But Dane has led from the green flag, still leading, and they're just really jostling around in a pack behind. It's looking to be quite an exciting race here at Iowa. But our past winner of this track, Aaron, he's actually still down in 9th. Robert Sheen only in 16th. This could well be the 2nd race in a row that he has a poor finish outside of the top 10. He was 14th in Charlotte, having had a 1st and a 3rd in the first 2 races. Has the momentum slipped for him? And has Cyclone Cyclone found it? Let's see. We're following Aaron's yellow Bumblebee, trying to cut through the pack, but he's just getting stuck on the just getting stuck behind people. Really, it's as much as these cars don't seem to be having too much of a problem being able to race alongside each other. It does seem like you can sometimes just get a bit stuck and just hung out to dry, and not really able to do much until you can get back onto the favourable line. And it looks like that's sort of happening to Aaron right here, because now Neko-chan goes down the inside. Neko-chan, who's had some pretty exciting races, but never for the right reasons, really. He's not been able to finish inside of the top 15, and they get awfully close there. Is that the 88 of Spinella getting very close? They're going 3 wide. They're almost going 4 wide. 4 wide into turn 1, and Aaron just backs out. Oh, the 88! And the McLaren gets spun into the wall. 3 cars out. Let's see, are there any cars out? And we have our first caution of the race. Looks like that's for 40. The 40 of, let me just check, of Goose, and the 4 of Aaron is out, the track champion, the man who has won every other single race here. He is out. What a disaster! And there are no fast repairs either, so that is him out of the running for this race here at Iowa. What a shocking twist! So let's see what happens. We're just going 4 wide. The 26 and the 88 get together. The 88 gets loose, hits for 22, and then Aaron just gets spun into wall, and the 88 actually collects a 40 as well. Spinella going for a spin.
Yeah, Spinella.
Spinella did Spinella and took several other cars with him.
Username checks out.
Username did indeed check out.
And
a big shove for Goose there. Just wrong place, wrong time, but it looks like he's been able to continue by the looks of things.
We've had pit stops. We've had a lot of pit stops.
Well,
holy shit.
A lot of cars did get involved in that collision. There were quite a few who just got sort of tangentially impacted. But, wow, there are a lot of pit stops there.
Alright, in the pits. Wait, I have a pit lane camera. There it is. That's
Robert Sheen.
Flandre, Zombie Head, Mig on the Road, Luis, Uprooted Grunt, Munch, first name,
Nyxana.
And there goes, is that Goose?
That's Goose. That is Goose in the 40.
Goose has done some repairs.
And the 88 to Spinella as well. So many cars pitting. KVF and Aaron. KVF is also a lap down. He's still in the pits. He's being repaired. He's a lap down now, so that is not good for KVF.
Stop. Syrup Man, Neko-chan, and Apollo into the pits.
This could really shake up the order, but I believe it is still Dane leading. he's managed to defend his lead quite well, and has just sort of survived out there just by being at the front. Being at the front is so key to being able to survive. He's ahead of Cyclone, then it's the 69 of Northerner. I can't quite tell who's behind him in 4th, because I couldn't quite see the number, and I didn't check. Roman in 4th. So, really, Roman is in a very good position right now to make some good inroads on the top 3.
Nyxana had a new livery. I thought you had to keep the same livery for the whole season.
We had a technical issue. The livery,
the livery got corrupted when I uploaded it the first time.
Yeah, that was why it was a mutilated Tom's car instead of what it is now. So we see Thief in actually quite a good position there. We're just running through the field. Rob Machine fairly far back, but he is on fresh tyres, so he should be able to make a fairly good charge once we get underway again.
I forgot to upload Zombies paint.
And oh dear.
Mig on the road's paint still corrupted. He hasn't sent me.
Mig on the road also having a technical difficulty with his paint, but Lewis MB is not, and neither does Uprooted Grunt in the most glorious of weeb cars. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we're getting to the tail end of the field. I believe that I'm not sure, but I think the lapped cars have probably been pushed to the back of the field now.
Oh no, there are no lapped cars. Oh, there's Aaron and KBF, but they're both out of the race.
No lapped cars are currently out on track, and it looks like the stream has frozen. A slight broadcast issue. Hopefully that will be sorted out soon.
Red Bull. Got a Red Bull.
We're currently experiencing broadcast. We're currently experiencing broadcast difficulties. I believe that the broadcaster, we might have lost him. Yep, the broadcast has just went down, but it's back up again. Fortunately, thank goodness. That's a very good sight to see. They've gone double file. We're going to be getting ready for our restart. Could we please have the timing tower back up now? Because I'm going to need to be able to rattle off position changes thick and fast, because people are going to be trying to really charge up through the field. We've actually turned down the aggression of the drivers a little bit as we come up to this, for this race. Coming up to our first restart, pace car peels in, first caution, 12, we're going to be restarting for lap 13, and the inside gets another bad run. They just sort of stop on track. That is less than ideal, really. But Great Dane still holding off Cyclone. But for how much longer? Because Cyclone seems to be a bit of a better car. But we're almost going 3 wide. Look like we get very close. But 32.
Oh my god, Roman's run wide. He's just lost a good 4 or 5 positions.
Yeah,
there.
but I think the 32 might have actually had contact with the wall. Possibly. He seems to be going. I don't think he's running completely unharmed. I think he might have had contact with the wall there, just possibly slight. But look at those cars that have pitted. They are going much faster. I think 5 might have made contact with the wall as well. But yeah, wow. Really? Oh.
Mig is the first driver. What a move!
Oh wow! They're getting very, and contact there from the 6 and the 34.
Brit's
6th
out.
of Brit. Brit is out. That is not good. That is disastrous for him, considering that he was leading the championship into this race. Are we still green?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're still green. That is really bad for Brit. He just goes wide, goes back in, just taps the edge of a 34, and that's just him into the wall, and out of it. Oh!
What a save!
What a save by Uprooted Grunt. Gets just dumped there, but he manages to keep it under control and on the road. And who is it? Who is it who nearly did it? That's for 37, I believe, of Quattro. Just going absolutely sideways there. Oh, and he tapped the back of Lewis MB. That's why he went wide and went sideways. So, wow. Dane is still leading. Northern has gotten ahead of Cyclone. Zombie head in 4th. Flandre, then Robert Jean and Mig. Oh, uprooted grunt seems to be dropping back quite badly there. They're very close behind. Look, they're going like three wide in parts here. It's
Dane
very.
is too good.
They are going. Oh, that was a bad run.
A bit loose.
Yeah, that was a bad run out of that corner. Looked like he might have had to come out. Oh, cycling going very wide there. That's going to compromise him. Hang on, you might need to go back a little because they're getting very close. Cars were getting very close to each other. It looked like there was almost a collision there.
What's the track temp like? It's not bad. 37 degrees. That's quite bad, to be fair. Yeah, tires.
Oh, they're going to be going. They're going to be going 3 wide here. Let's hope. Can they make it through? Yeah, just about. But Nyxana and Cyclone there, almost wanting to make it 3 wide with uprooted Grunt, but Grunt just gets in the way. And now, if he goes for that move, that is almost suicidal. Going down the inside there with how little room there was to make it work. But now there's a bit more room, and it looks like no, gets a poor exit, poor run off of the exit. That is, that's not good. Oh, and we're moving forward, and it looks like that was Northerner slipping back as well. So it looks like following other cars, the tyres just might be really dropping off. So if we get another caution, we might start seeing cars begin to pit, perhaps just for new tyres.
Zombie head's on new tyres. I am not.
Yep, it looks like Dane looks to be getting a little loose there. Look how many times. Look, the rear just kicking out slightly there. He's able to keep it under control, but that's not how you're meant to be racing. You don't want the rear to kick out. That is not fast, not in the slightest. Keeping it calm, keeping the rear in, keeping all the 4 tyres gripping at the optimal levels. That's how you're meant to be driving. You're not supposed to be drifting through the corners, because drifting is not fast. You're not using all of the grip that those tyres have to offer if you're sliding around and making loads of noise. It's all sound and fury that signifies nothing, and they get almost together, and Zombie Head takes the lead. We have I believe our first lead change at lap 24 out of 50. Zombie Head into the lead ahead of Dane. And Flandre's also going up there. Now, the next driver not to have pitted is Northerner, interestingly. So it looks like pitting the tyres was really a very good call, but they're going awfully close here. He just backs out slightly. This is going ever so close. I think that if the aggression hadn't been slightly just eased off of, we might have seen a crash there.
Oh god, I got so loose there.
Yep. Oh no, he just doesn't quite want to. He doesn't want to chance it and go 3 wide.
Oh, he's sending it 3 wide. Don't touch me, please.
So close to a touch there. So nearly touching there. Oh dear, they are about to go 3 wide into turn 1. But Dane backs out and loses. Oh, they make contact! They both keep it out of... Never mind, 34 touches the wall. But wow, amazing that there wasn't a bigger wreck there. To be quite honest, an uprooted Grunt getting just completely mugged once again as a result. But amazing to see. And painful to watch from Dane there. That was a very bad run through that corner. As Northerner is now seeming to be back on a bit of a charge, even though he is on old tyres. But from what we know, he is on the older tyres. But he doesn't seem to. He seems to have kept them alive very well. We have 23 to go. We are just over halfway into this race, and it still looks pretty exciting. Drivers getting very close to each other, but we have only had 1 caution, just because they've really worked out where the limit is. They're going right up to it, make no mistake, but they are just able to avoid exceeding it, and that has given us some fantastic racing throughout the day.
Still under green flag, sponsored by Green Flag.
If you believe in all of that corporate sponsorship malarkey. And Brit is pitted. He was already... Remember that he was already out of contention.
That was for repairs.
Yeah, that was for repairs. remember that he had slammed into the wall under green. They'd kept it under green, but now he's had to repair his car. He is going to be hoping that this is a caution-filled crash fest from here on out if he is to have any chance of getting any sort of points. Well, it looks like Cyclone and Uprooted Grunt having quite. It looks like there's quite a good battle for the low, just outside of the top 10 here, as Dane just gets mugged off once again. But tries to come back at Neko-chan. I don't think it's going to work. No, it isn't. Flandre now getting another run after coming back up again, after having tagged a wall in a really in an instant which really was, even though there was contact, it was still a very good contact with wall. It was still a very good save to avoid completely wrecking out there by Flandre. And that was with, I think it was Zombie Head. It was either Zombie Head or Mig on the road ends. And that is Robert. Robert appears to have crashed and is going into the pits.
He was going for a pit stop, or was he coming out of the pit stop?
So let's see. He just goes too wide and just noses into the. Yep, he just noses into the wall. He was on his way to pits. Yep, on pit entry, he just noses his way into the wall. That's not what he needs if he wants to try and improve his championship chances. As well. That is interesting. So it looks like 3 out of the top 4 are, well, way back right now. We have 17 to go. They've all either made green flag pit stops or they've completely wrecked. So this does
to have not pitted. Let's have a look. Northerner, myself, Cyclone, and then Xander, Quattro, and Thief, and that's it.
But yes, it definitely looks. It's undoubtedly was the best move to pit under that caution. It's really coming clutch for most of the top 10 because these new tires have just really. They've really been on it. The old ones are really they're just gone off massively now, and it's meaning that the drivers who are still on them, they desperately need a wreck in order to have a chance of recovering. But as things stand, it looks like Zombie Head is just going to canter to a win, which I believe. Let me just check the standings. It will be his second win in the series. Not in this season, but in this series. We have not had a repeat winner yet in this series, and it doesn't look like we're going to have one. But yes, it definitely looks like Zombie Head is in a prime position for the win, unless we get a caution. And if we do, then who knows what will happen. And be it far from me to want someone injured, I do, because that is the ever-present risk with cautions, because it requires a wreck, and those are, well, they are undeniably dangerous.
Well, it doesn't.
Well, not in this world, but we can pretend. Yes, we don't need to. No, we're not going to go into competition caution land because that's a dirty place. But generally, a wreck that will result in a caution involves at least one car either hitting another car or the barrier at very high speed. Concrete walls are unforgiving. Metal cars are unforgiving. You don't want to be mashing them together. Facts. Insert the George Russell gif of that. That is the best gif in the world, and I will not hear anything against it.
P19, I had someone behind me. But you can't use positions when you start last. I qualified P19, I've had someone behind me. That's literally my AI. Oh, you can't lose positions if you start last. Like, I've qualified P23. Even if I qualified last, I'd still lose positions.
A brutal message for Spinella there. And given by the last two races, perhaps not entirely unfair because they have been dire.
Yes. Oh yes, that there spin out absolute trash. That is possibly the most accurate thing I think I've ever seen.
I think we might want to get back into looking at the drivers further up, though. Because by the looks of things, it looks like things are getting exciting. Or are remaining exciting. Things are getting quite close, is what should be said. Because look at those three. They've been racing for the last few laps. Now Flandre is just being left behind. Oh, getting very close to Lewis, but they just avoid contact. Maybe the drivers aren't being aggressive, are being a little more cautious, and it's avoiding anything happening, which, to be honest, is a bit of a shame because we would like to see something exciting. We have 7 to go. Zombie Head 1.7 ahead of Mig on the road. I think it's pretty much a dead certainty that he's going to win this. Nyxana in 13th, not where he wants to be, but consistency perhaps, but needs more than consistency at this point. Because you need top 10s, you need good points to after having what is just a really underperforming season so far. 19th, 13th, and 12th, and another 13th would not what he needs, not at all. Needs to just be able to get a good qualifying. 13th after having started 23rd isn't too bad, but it's not at all what's needed. I think the problem is that the AI have been on the inside, they have just been being left behind on restarts. For some reason, they have been braking massively when the green flag falls, and it's just not what they need to do. Anyway, 5 to go. Zombie Head still 1.7 ahead of Mig on the road. Unless there's a big wreck by Zombie Head, it looks like we should be pretty settled into positions. Dane looking good for a top 10 at least. Even if
wreck will end the race.
Yeah, even if even if he would have liked to have finished higher, a solid top 10 result will definitely be helpful, especially when many of the main championship contenders, well, most of them are going to be have had poor finishes, poor results. This will end up putting, I believe, Cyclone into the championship lead as things stand. I do believe. I'm not quite sure. I haven't checked out all of it.
Insurance electric results, so.
But this, yes, this should put Cyclone into the lead of the championship of the regular season standings, which is good for him. But it should also bring things quite close. We've got 2 laps to go. Zombie Head leading. He is nowhere near the championship so far, but this should vault him up into at least a reasonable position where he might be able to make a recovery. He's currently in 22nd, only 6 points. This will put him up to 36, which, by my reckoning, is a lot better. Yeah, facts. Anyway, we're on the white flag lap, final lap, and it looks like
I credit one bank.
It looks like after that initial excitement, it's really calmed down quite a bit, just because of tyre wear. Maybe we could ask the drivers to just be really, full attack again. But anyway, that doesn't matter. Zombie Head is going to win in Iowa. That's his first win of the season, second win of his career, and it's really, and it could well be the turning point of his season. Starting right here, and I'm going to add more possible positions to the thing for was it potential winners, because I'm probably not going to have enough. And yes, Zombie Head takes the W. That's him pulling into victory lane right now. He wins ahead of Mig on the road and Northerner. Munch in 4th, Neko-chan is in 5th. And we're just getting a little replay of that incident between 4 cars, the one that brought out the one and only caution of this race, and really did for the previous track champion, really, Aaron. And let's look at that. Goose getting absolutely collected there. But everyone else manages to avoid it. Aaron just was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So was Goose. It was not a good day for them. Neither was it a good day for Britt. Britt, who ended up hitting the wall. Single car incident. It remained green. We've not got any faster. Just look at that. Ooh. It's nothing like some of the crashes we've had previously this season, but here, compared to the rest of the field at this race, that is a big, big disaster for him. I've only got the top 5 currently put out in the finishing order. As we just see Goose's footage once again. So, 6th place. Let's hopefully be able to see who it is eventually, once the broadcasting software cooperates with us. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Hold on. Oh dear. 6th is Dane. Two sixth places in a row for him, in fact. That's certainly good for him. He's going to be just continuing a gradual march up the points table with that one. 8th Apollo, 9th is Luis MB, 9 for the number 95, 10th is Flandre, not too shabby. 11th Cyclone, that should give him the championship lead, but it's not what he would have wanted. He would have really wanted to do better. Uprooted Grunt in 12th. He was for pole position for the opening race, but he's just not been able to really make it work. He's down pretty far in the standings after that. Nyxana in 13th, not really ideal either. He's been consistent, but he's just not had the speed so far this season. But it's a good, fairly consistent result, and it's still some points. It's better than nothing, and hopefully he can get some better momentum in these next few races. Looked like the poor restarts really were just what did for him. Goose in 16th after that massive crash, Thief 17th, and Xander 18th for rounding out the points finishers. And now we will move on to the bottom 6, the ones who didn't score points. Spinella down in 19th, 2nd week in a row. That is not what he needs whatsoever. Robert Jean 20th, really not what he needs either. He's up there fighting for the points lead, and that's just not the way to go. Britt in 21st fails to capitalise on his rival's failure, as does Roman, 22nd. KVF, 23rd, and Aaron, 43 laps down in last. The former track champion, but he's went from hero to zero here at Iowa. So, following on this race, Cyclone leads